Have you ever wondered what games you should keep or you should lose? Find out here at Purge Reviews.
Alien Entity is a new social deduction game, and there are a ton of social deduction games. Like trick-taking games, it seems like every company has to have their own version of a social deduction game. Very few cards, very few production costs, I would assume, but big bang for your buck if it catches on. So everybody likes to have one of those, or so it seems. Alien Entity takes the thing, kind of mixes it with a little bit of the DNA of Alien, and implements that into a social deduction game. I would clearly state this is a very much an entry-level one. Pretty much anybody can play this one. One person will randomly become the alien who is trying to infect, i.e. the thing, the other players that are humans. And the players will be passing cards, as will the alien, trying to infect others while the humans are trying to battle it off. Now, the humans don't know who the alien is, obviously. The alien knows who they are, and they will continue to try to infect people, and that's kind of how the game goes through. There's a ton to this game, and I think a lot of the better social deduction games like The Resistance and things of that nature have included expansions that kind of made it more fulfilling than maybe what it started out to be. Alien Entity is stuck in this little bubble. There's no expansions for it. Very small box, very portable, and a very quick playing time. This one plays 3 to 5 people. Instead of getting a huge amount of people, it condenses it down, and that you might find appealing. With most social deduction games, I find the more the merrier. With Alien Entity, I feel like 4 or 5 is a good number, and there aren't a lot of social deduction games that I know that play well with that player count. So Alien Entity is something that you might find appealing if you're unable to get a large number of people together and you still want to play a game in this genre. For me, I would say this is a purge. Social deduction games are not something that we overly enjoy. Usually I prefer something like Dead of Winter that has a larger game attached to it. So for us, Alien Entity will be a purge. Here is Alien Entity, which is a very small boxed game. It tells you the ages and how many players and the time on the back, which is really nice. It does not have one of those clips to kit it out easily, which makes opening the game up a little tougher. There we go. When you open it up, you're going to see some player aids, which look like business cards. These are actually kind of cool. You're going to get a comic book that will come with this one. As you can see, pretty neat little comic book that comes with it. And then you'll have your rule book. The cards themselves, you're going to have a couple decks of cards. You're going to have the characters that you can be, the roles, and then the card decks that you'll have with different items, etc. that are in it. The cards do repeat quite a bit. The card stock are okay. You'll probably want to sleeve this one up. It's a social deduction game, so hiding the cards that you have are going to be very important. But those are the components. Here is the rule book. You can see it kind of lists in how to win, and then it breaks down the cards here, which is really, really great. And then the start of the game, taking a turn, and how to win the game and score, and a little bit of a player aid on the back. I found the rules to be very easy. I like the breakdown of the cards. That's very good. As you're going through, you kind of understand what they are, and it really helps give you a good entry point into the game. So good job on the rule book. When the game starts out, you're going to shuffle these up. You're always going to have one alien in the game, and you will give them a hidden roll face down. Only you will know what character you are, whether you're human or whether you're an alien. Now, the alien will be playing against the humans as you're playing through the game. The humans will win by killing the alien, or they can put a satellite dish, power supply, and a data chip into play. That's how the humans are going to win. The alien will win by making sure each of the human players have an infection card and will become infected. If that were to occur, then the alien player would win the game. To start out the game, you will set aside the 8 infection cards, and then the deck of cards will be shuffled up. Each of the players will draw 2 of the cards in the equipment deck, and then you would reshuffle the infections back into the deck, so now they're randomly in there. So that means everybody will start the game with 2 equipment cards, but no infection cards. Then, based on the number of players, you will take the human and alien cards, you will shuffle these up, and everybody will be given a random roll that only they will know who they are, whether it's human or alien.
So you can have the 2 cards in your hand, and you are going to have your role that you're going to be in the game. At the beginning of your turn, you're going to draw 2 additional cards into your hand. First thing you do is you may play a card down. So if I have a power supply or whatever, I can play a card down. That is a may. Then what you can do is you can pass a card to another player. You can pass as many cards as you want. You might have a blood test kit. It says infection, but it's only passable by the alien. Biogel. You cannot be infected this round. You can play this or pass it along. You have body armor, all kinds of little cards and things that you can do. You also have these cards that say, team up with me. Pass this card back next turn so I know we are allies. You might have something like this. It says, I know the alien's identity. Watch me. The next card I pass will be to the aliens. There's little trigger cards that you can pass on to people and kind of give them information if you so choose. At the end of your turn, you discard down until you only have 2 cards left in your hand. So you can either pass them or not use them or play one of those if you so choose. At the end of the game, based on what happens, there's a little bit of a scoring system that if you want to utilize that, they can utilize to score the game out. But the game is fairly easy in the fact that you're just playing cards down. The human players are trying to build the satellite. The alien player is trying to infect the other players. And you're going through the turns doing such. That's a quick overview of how you play Alien Entity.
Who should buy this game? So this is a Venn diagram of people who like the thing. If you like that theme, that's really going to be pressing in this one. Even though it's not an official theme of the thing, or the IP necessarily wasn't licensed out, the DNA of that is in this game. If you're looking for a social deduction game, but you want fewer players, this will accomplish that. And or you want something that's introductory, maybe you play it with your family or non-gamers, this would be one they would easily be able to jump into. For us, it was a little too simplistic. We don't really play a lot of these social deduction games. They're not really something in our wheelhouse, so this one will be a purge for us.